So this is a video that I should have done when I checked in, but I'm going to show you as we check out. This is the Airbnb that's in Copenhagen that's listed under Signe's, or however you say her name, name. And so it's on the top floor of the building here. And one of the confusions that we had was, well, which door was it? When you come up the steps, it's on the right-hand side. And when you come in, then this is the door. And there's this little mini hallway here. So I'm going to start off with the bathroom because I think this is one of the more important parts. So by the way, we're showing this so that you can see that it's left clean, at least as we found it. So this is the bathroom, and you think, oh, wait a minute, that must be the shower. This is in fact the washer dryer, and it's a washer dryer combo unit. And we had to do some figuring out with this to find out how to get it to not just wash, but also to dry. And it takes a couple hours to dry. Even when it came out, it was not all that dry. There is a drying rack over here in the corner. So then the next question is, well, where on earth is the shower? So I'm going to come back out of the bathroom into the kitchen, also showing that everything is clean. This stovetop was cracked before we got here. And so this is how we found it. So you go through here and there is a door that looks like it's storage. And you'll notice there is a lot of stuff that's on the floor. And this door leads out of the apartment unit into a back set of stairs. So when I first came in, I saw bad. Well, it turns out I did not know that in Danish, bad means bath. And so here is the shower cubicle. And I found this only because somebody else posted on the Airbnb site that there was a shower cubicle. So after sort of freaking out and trying to find this place, I discovered it. Now, I just opened the door, and I wish that we had smell-o-vision, because there is a strong sewer smell when this door remains closed. And there is a vent here that goes outside, and there's a little bit of mold up there. I don't think that's it. I think it's actually coming from the shower. Oh, and then also like, ugh, you know, the shower head is pretty nasty. I actually cleaned it when we got in, so I got some cleaning supplies. There's still a little bit of mess on the floor, but there was a little bit of black grime that was on this far wall that I was able to clean up pretty easily. So I got some across the street. There's across the street in Netto, and I got some cleaning supplies there, not all that expensive. But I left the fan running all the time to try to minimize the smell and everything. One thing to also note that there are some cleaning products and soap and everything that's here on the floor. This was in the shower stall, and on the listing it says that there are cleaning supplies available and soap available. Look, when I go to an Airbnb, yeah, if soap is there, that's great. Otherwise, I'll bring my own, but I don't want like leftover old soap from other people, and that is what I found. So it was sort of a little yuck, you know, like I don't think I'd want to use this. One thing to note is that, you know, I'm 6 feet, and I hit my head a couple times on this very low entryway because of the way it's designed. So I get it, I understand it, but be transparent about the listing so that we know what to expect and we don't get here and freaked out. One of the things I want to point out is that it would be, and see, I just hit this colander. We hit the colander about 20 times coming into the place. One of the things I want to say is that it would be really helpful to have a handbook because there were a lot of questions that we had, and in a lot of Airbnbs, I find that the host label things. So one of the examples of that is, well, look, here's the pots and pans, very small, maybe a little hard to tell in this video. And I've got the video because the place is so small on super wide on my iPhone so that you can see the dimensions a little bit better, but it also distorts the size of this space. It is smaller than it appears. It's not bad, and it's in a great location, but I think there's a lot of transparency that could be had here. And one of them, like I was saying, is the handbook. So it's like, okay, well, what are you going to do with this? If you want to make even spaghetti, that is not big enough. It's about large enough for a can of soup. So that's not going to work if you got a full kitchen and everything. Turns out, this is a surprise, and I know this is where Europeans are a little bit better than Americans. They use all space available. So it's not this drawer, but there is underneath, along the kick plate, a drawer of hidden pots and pans. So I had to email the host and say, hey, do you have any larger pot and pans? And she said, oh, yeah, it's down at the floor level. She was quick to respond, but again, this is one of those things where, if you just label things or have a handbook, then you can find these things easily. Now, I'm going to say, as you see, this space is well lived in. They live here, and so they did not actually prepare the space to really be one in which it was somewhat neutral for an Airbnb. When we walked in, these clothes that were here, there are several nightgowns, were hanging up here, so I moved them, and you'll notice that, this makes me a little queasy. It's like there's kids' teeth. All right, I get that this is a private place, but that was a little disturbing. And then coming in here is the main living area, and you see that everything's clean, really nothing to say here. And then here is bedroom number 1. There is a TV. However, if you're looking for the Apple base station, it doesn't exist, although there is an Apple remote. There is no TV that we could figure out. It was only the ability to Chromecast. So if you don't have the ability to Chromecast from a device, then you're going to have some issues connecting TV, or you just stream on the internet like everybody does. And then here is the main bedroom, quite cramped. I will note there is no place to store any of your luggage. So if you are coming here for several days and want to hang up any of your clothing, then there is no place to do that. You'll just have to live out of the luggage. There was one more thing I was going to mention, and I honestly... Oh, one other thing is the internet. So again, a handbook would be great. And there is the modem that's down here by the floor, along with a pair of glasses that she left. And there's our luggage because we're just about ready to leave. If you're not familiar with modems, a lot of them will have the network address and the password on the back. So luckily that was there. We were able to connect. Again, no directions. So that would have been helpful to have as well in a handbook. So, and then this is the second bedroom. And as it says on the listing, it's the entire place. Now, there was some criticism of a couple people that were staying in the second bedroom, and she said, well, you didn't say that we were going to stay in the second bedroom. Well, listen, if the posting says it's the entire place, it's the entire place. So this is a child's bedroom. And by the way, the sheets and everything, when we checked in, were still in the dryer, and they were still a little damp and everything. So I had to take those out so that we could do laundry here in the bathroom. So anyway, this is the Airbnb, and hopefully it gives you some helpful insight on whether you'll stay here. This is on the 5th U.S. floor, 4th European floor. It's the same floor, but they start at 0 in Europe. And so it's a bunch of steps. If you're not able to climb those steps, this is going to be a challenge. There is no elevator in this space in the building. So that is it. There is the review. And we're off to Norway.